All I gotta say, dude, I am stoked. You guys are about to watch the craziest rappel I have ever done. Hundreds of feet off the ground, Zion Canyon Overlook, the most beautiful area in the country, hanging on nothing but a rope. And these are some of my behind the scenes thoughts. What was going through my head? Here we go. So 43 degrees in the morning, it was freezing cold. End of October in Utah. As you guys can imagine, I had barely slept in my car. And I'm trying to get these videos in the morning, and all of a sudden, bam, big horn sheep. I was so excited. I tried to get as many videos of this as I could, but it was trying everything in its power to hide from me. It was behind plants, behind sticks. And after 3 shots, I'm like, dude, I can barely keep focus on this thing. I'm done. Back to my normal programming, getting out of the car, just doing my thing in the morning, and obviously showing off this custom Kia Soul build that I have. Beautiful table, beautiful climbing gear. What more could you ask for in a video? So I decided to wear it because I have a 40-pound camera bag that I carry with me, and I figured this would be easier than carrying it in some backpack, and that's what I did. And as you guys can see, it was busy, and people were probably looking at me like, who is this idiot with all this stuff on his neck? Side note here, one of my favorite things about climbing is the sound the gear makes when you're walking. I mean, just listen to this. So, I mean, aside from the ASMR of it all, I was trying to calm myself down because this I knew was going to be a freaky rappel. It's an overhang, it's hundreds of feet off the ground. And because of all the people there, I knew I was going to stand out like some kind of random idiot about to just hang off of a handrail on a rope. So I knew there was going to be a lot of people watching. And sure enough, as always, the place was packed. So here I am getting the rope ready, throwing it off my neck. I was like, oh, thank God. Bam. Tying the knot at the end of the rope, stopper. Very important if you're rappelling. And this is where I know I'm going to get some controversy. I decided to tie into a handrail. But at the end of the day, that's what you do climbing. You tie into anchors. Usually there's only 1 or 2 of them. So I figured, you know, as long as I have this rope tied in a way that if one of the rails breaks, I'll be fine. So here I am tying on my figure 8. Just making it nice. Then I tie a barrel knot over that. And then I believe that I finished this thing off with an overhand, pulling on it, making sure everything's good, double checking, triple checking, doing my thing. And now it was go time. Checking my last knot, and then here we go. Rope over the edge, baby, my favorite part. Whoop! There it goes. So cool watching that thing fly in the air, dude. So this is the creepy part. I had to tie myself in, and this is what they call a sling if you guys aren't aware. It's made of this material called Dyneema, which is rated to 5,400 pounds of force, or in climbing terms, 24 kilonewtons. So I'm putting my whole life on this thing. It's obviously attached to my harness, clipping it in with a carabiner. And now I'm attaching my GriGri. So the GriGri is what I'm going to use to rappel. And I decided to use this because I'm comfortable with it, and for that reason I did have to do a single strand rappel, which, not ideal, but I kind of wanted to go down a little bit. And here I know I'm going to get some flack, but trust me, there was some good footing. I obviously don't have my hand on the break end of the rope, but trust me, dude, it was super stable. So I had to take off the sling, coil it up because I didn't want to have it getting in the way of all my stuff. I'm pretty good at coiling by now. So I quickly attach it back to the carabiner, throw it back down on my harness, and now it's go time, baby. Time to dangle myself off of hundreds of feet of vertical cliff. And they say Zion Canyon Overlook is 1,000 feet off the ground. I know that this isn't 1,000 feet, but it is far, dude. My rope didn't even come close to touching the ground. And I wish you guys could feel my heart rate at this point because it was pounding. I was absolutely terrified. And I had done this 3 days prior, so I was a little more comfortable this time. But dude, when you're just hanging over there nothing below you, it's freaky, man. Because you have to be completely relying on whatever it was that you set up minutes ago, and there's no way to tell. So here I am tying a safety knot just in case the GriGri slips or something like that. Clip it down with a carabiner and bloop, drop that thing. And now check out this view, dude. I think it is by far the coolest view I ever had in Zion. You're just hanging over the canyon, overlooking the entire valley. The video does not do it justice, dude. This thing was absolutely amazing. I'm looking up at my rope, looking down at the ground, thinking, dude, I am the only person here. And I was checking the length because I wanted to see how far it was off the ground. My rope's 80 meters. It's a 9.4 millimeter, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. But I saw my knot, and it still had at least 30, 40 feet above it off the ground. So I'm guessing this was somewhere around the close to 300 to 400 feet range. It doesn't matter, dude. When you're just hanging in the air like this, you are absolutely at the mercy of whatever that rope wants to do. But dude, the adrenaline rush was insane. So here I am at this point. I had taken enough time there. My legs were starting to go numb from just hanging for so long. I use a Ropeman 2, clip that in, and then I use my daisy chain personal anchor as the foot loop, obviously attached to a quick draw. So here I am putting that foot loop in. And if you guys have never rope ascended before, it is a full body workout. Basically what you're doing is you're pulling up the rope and then you're pulling on the GriGri to keep your progress. So it's whoop, up with the rope ascender, and then zoop, up with the GriGri. And you got to do that over and over again. And this is why I didn't go too far down. I got the effect that I was interested in. I got the overhang vibe. I didn't have to go all the way to the ground, and honestly, being higher up was cooler anyway, and it just made for less work on the way back. So here I am doing that. And if you guys have never rope ascended off of an overhang before, it's super tricky. You kind of have to put your feet on the wall and move a little bit. It's hard to do, man. But damn, it was cool. I was so stoked that I was here and just having a good time. I kept doing my thing, up and up. And I mean, I shortened this part of the video, but this took a while, dude. It's not easy to rope ascend. There's better methods to do this, but this is mine. And from rope soloing for so long, I'm super comfortable with this method that I've come up with. It's pretty easy. It's not too hard, but like I said, it is like a full body workout. So here I am getting to kind of the crux of the ascend right here. This is where the rope comes in contact with the overhang. And it's just a lot more awkward than it looks on video. You have to really keep yourself off the wall. And then this last part is super tricky because you don't want your hand to get pinched. So I'm making sure that the rope's going to clear my hand here because I'm going to have to get it right in between the rock and the rope. I figured out a way to do it. I had done this a few days prior, so I was familiar with this spot. So boom, last section right here. Pull. And then basically from here, this was kind of risky because I would be taking probably a factor 2 fall if I slipped here, but once again, this is that part of the rock where there's really good footing. It's not sketchy at all. So I trusted it, pulling on the rope. I got good hands, man, trust me. And boom, there I am. Back to the spectators, back to safety. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the coolest rappel that I have ever done. Zion Canyon Overlook. It was so awesome, so exciting. I made it out unscathed, but unfortunately,
the only thing that didn't make it, my lens filter, completely and utterly cooked. After 4 years of service, the rocks got to it. Damn.